I like to separate it. I don't want to say it's one word or one acronym. Diversity is the definition of people with differences. It's not just race, it's not just gender, it's about socioeconomic status, religious affiliation, political affiliation, abilities, disabilities, hidden or not. So it really reminds me of a tapestry. When, as your grandparents were sewing a tapestry together, they would take different pieces of material, and they were all different colors, different shades, and different textures, and they put that all together, and it made a beautiful, beautiful blanket. So that's what I think diversity is. When we talk about equity, a lot of people confuse equality and equity. And the way I like to look at equality is that everybody gets the same. Everybody gets, for example, for a bicycle, everybody can get the same type of bicycle. But when I think of equity, everybody can't ride the same type of bicycle. There are men that can't ride women's bikes because of their build. There are women that can't ride men's bikes. There are people that have disabilities where their bike has to be adjusted. That is the definition of equity, is adjusting it based on the individual. And when I think of inclusion, I think of just inviting everybody to the party, inviting them to the party to dance at the party. It's about not excluding them from the actual activity, helping them to be a part. My biggest piece of advice for getting started would be to educate yourself. It would be to read all the books that you can, go to different conferences to learn about DEI, all the different aspects of DEI. Network, that is the biggest thing that I have learned during my time as a DEI leader for the Americas, is that I have built up my network. I've talked to people that have been in this industry for a long time, in this field, and they have shared some great information with me on how to be a DEI leader, some of the experiences that they have dealt with, how I can deal with those experiences that I'm going to run into in this organization. The most difficult part, I don't know if it's for me to implement, but others are implementing DEI programs. And it's not that I don't want others to do it, it's sometimes people want to just create stuff because they have passion and they're excited about it. But there are strategic plans that we have to follow in order to make sure it's successful, that everyone is included, that everyone is a part. So just trying to wrangle people to wait, calm down, and let's talk about and put a plan together. Let's not just create it just to be creating it. Let's have a purpose in creating it. This is an interesting question because most people, they just go to LinkedIn to source underrepresented candidates. And that's not the only place I think you should source these candidates. You should also utilize community groups. You need to talk to other organizations in that underrepresented groups, connect with them. You have to network, go to the schools, HBCU schools, Asian American schools, any schools that are underrepresented. Go to those groups and make the connections. Use Facebook groups. Use the previously seen on LinkedIn. You can use those. If someone looked at the actual job of someone else, connect with them. It's all about communication. It's all about connection. Oh, wow. There are several people actually that has been very impactful in my life. I'm going all the way back to kindergarten. Some people's like, well, how did a kindergarten teacher impact you? Because that was the first person that included me. That was the first person that took me in, that helped me to be a part of a group. And then I think of my grandmother, who taught me a lot of things. She was always in the community, connecting with people And no matter who they were, where they come from, no matter their socioeconomic status, no matter their color, she treated them all with respect. First, I start with leadership. I talk to them. I give them data. I give them stats because they are at the level where they want to know, how is this going to help our organization? They want to know, are we going to make any extra money with this? Is it really going to build a camaraderie within the organization? And I share that information with him. As far as the other employees, I communicate with them. I talk to them. I find out what they are in need of. I find out what they are missing, how they are feeling in order to create these programs. It is so important to have employee resource groups within organizations. There are different people, as we were talking earlier about diversity, there are different groups that are within an organization that want to come together and share their experiences with each other to get ideas of how to handle situations. In order to rally people around that, you go out and talk about it. You share what the purpose of the employee resource group is about. Do you have to be in that particular group to be a part of the employee resource group? Absolutely not. We have employee resource groups that are veterans, that are Asian Americans, that are African Americans. These are groups that anyone can join to understand, to educate themselves, and to help share information out to the organization.